This is an emergency meeting. An emergency meeting for all humans on planet Earth. If you are a human on planet Earth, this is an emergency meeting for you. Okay? Our minds, our consciousness has been hijacked. Our consciousness has been hijacked from us. And it's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to wake up. I'm sick and tired, man. Okay, so if you are a human on planet Earth, then this video is for you. Okay? And be prepared, because this one is only for those with the eyes to see and the ears to hear, because this may ruffle some feathers. Okay, but I can't stay silent no longer. I have to speak out about this because the human condition has gotten to a terrible place. It is so sad. It is so sad for me. It is such a pity to see what the human race has come to. Okay, so my intention with this video is to wake people up to your true nature. Wake us up to our true nature and remember our divinity and remember our God consciousness within us. Okay, and I promise you, this presentation is going to be a good one. I'm going to start it with a quote. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop, by Rumi. Let me say that again. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. Okay, so for your whole life, you were taught that you're just a mere human being. I am just this human with a name who's born to this family and who has this identity, this maybe under this religion, or maybe I'm, following this ideology or this or that. I'm just this human with a name and that's who I am. And, I came from apes and I'm just this little human on this planet Earth. Well, I'm here to tell you, you are the entire ocean in a drop. You're not just a mere little human being on this floating rock in space called Earth. You are the entire freaking board. You are the entire freaking existence itself in the form of a human. For lack of better terms, you are God in human form. Okay, but if you are identified with this little version of yourself, this little person with a name that's in the world, then no, you are not God. But if you are identified with the whole entire whiteboard, with everything, in other words, if you see yourself as the world being in you, then you have accessed the aspect of God within you. Okay, and this is going to make sense. I'm going to break it down right now. All right, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to start with the framework, and if you follow my channel, you're probably already aware of this, but I'm going to get into it again right now. Okay, so we have existence, we have reality, and it is comprised of, let's say, two fundamental principles. Okay, the first one is pure consciousness, pure awareness itself. And I have this symbolized here as an eye. Okay, and this is referred to as the masculine principle. Okay, and this is just one. There is just one eye, one consciousness, one awareness, and it is fundamental to reality. It is fundamental to your experience right now. It is fundamental to your experience of life. This I is the only subject of all of reality. You see, this I is the same I is within me and the same I within you. We are the same I. Okay? When you say I am happy, it's the same one that when I say I am sad, it's the same I am. That is this principle, and there is only one. Okay? Now, this one consciousness, this masculine principle, then comes and appears in the many, in the world of form and matter and energy, the one that we're experiencing right now, right? The one where you have your emotions and you have all your senses, comes through it through the feminine counterpart, through the feminine principle. Okay, so the feminine principle takes the one and manifests it into the many. right? The world, the stars and the planets and your emotions and your thoughts and all of it. All of it. The world of the many. This is the feminine principle. Okay? But remember, so actually, before we remember anything, everything in the world of the many has the one in it. So in other words, if the one is the whiteboard, is the movie screen, and everything that's projected, that's drawn on it, is the many, then every aspect of the many, right? So let's say we're looking at the humans, the man and the woman here, have this principle within it. It has consciousness within it. It has awareness within it. So me and you, we have this principle within us. And so being human is actually a very, very unique experience in the cosmos, in all of creation. Okay, because we are in the world of matter, and we are aware, and we also can become aware of this principle and awaken to our true nature of our godhood. If this is all God, right? God is the eternal now, is the eternal present. You see, this principle is the eternal present moment. It's unchanging and untouched. Okay, and this is what's projected onto it. So now I want to get into all the traps of what keeps us trapped, what keeps the humans trapped in the little identity. What are some of the things that keep us trapped in here and have made us forget for millennia our true nature? First one is time. Okay, when you're living from the experience as if you are just a drop in the ocean, then you will experience that time has a dominion over you. You feel like you are racing against time, right? Like you are getting older, and there is something to do tomorrow at 3 p.m. I'm here to tell you, like all this the calendar, yes, it has a use. Of course, calendars have a use and the clock has a use, but they're all constructs. It's all just a construct to help us coordinate life. But from this perspective, there's no such thing as time. It's just cycles. Like the only true calendar is the astrological one. Like you say, oh, there's 7 days in a week. Why are there 7 days in a week? It's arbitrary. Well, the reason why is because there are seven visible planetary bodies, and each one of the days is associated with one of the planets. But I'm not going to get into that now. But again, it's just arbitrary. Time is arbitrary. You can experience time. Like again, I'm not saying it's not real. Time is real when you're living from this perspective. But when you're in your true nature, what I'm going to call your godhood nature, then time is not really a thing. You're observing life, and there's cycles within it. There's just cycles. You're seeing cycles. But it's all one eternal now moment. What's another trap? Religion. Religion is a trap of the mind that keeps you trapped in here. Why does religion keep you trapped with this small identity? Because it teaches you that there is a God somewhere over here that has commandments. There's a God that has commandments, and that this God is judging you based on your actions. I'm here to wake you up. If you believe in a God that has commandments, that has rules that you need to follow for whether to please Him, that's a false God. I don't care what name you give Him. This version of God, a God that has commandments and these kinds of things and judgments and is judging you, that is a false God. And why is that a false God? It's a false God because the one true God is beyond judgment. is beyond conditions, is unconditional love. Like, just think about it for a second. Like, God, imagine you are God and you are creating a universe. You're creating a universe. Like, let's say you're on a Sims, you're creating a Sims universe, and you create all these beings in there, and you're creating them so that they worship you, so that, like, you're gonna start judging them. You're gonna say, oh, that one's good, is going to heaven, that one's bad, going to hell. Would you do that? Like, if you're doing that, if you're creating a world, that's evil. That's a narcissistic evil. That's not the nature of the true God. And so the reason why I bring this up is because I feel like a lot of people who grow up in religion, and this is the case for thousands of years now, many humans, it's so sad, it's such a pity, have trapped their mind and their consciousness because they're worshiping a false version of God. It really breaks my heart. And I was trapped in this at one point in my life, and that's why I have a lot of strong emotion around this. Because when you come out of it and you see the truth, you realize that God is unconditional love. The true God, the God that's already within you and within me. Our true nature already. Someone watching this might be like, oh, that's blasphemy. What are you saying? You're God. Oh, you're God. Yeah, I'm not saying that you're God when you're identified with a little body, with the little person, with the little identity. I'm saying that when you are identified as the whole and you realize that everyone and everything you're experiencing is within you, then you naturally see everyone as yourself. You're going to naturally embody God's qualities of mercy and compassion and love and forgiveness and all these qualities. Why? Because you see that everything is within you. So why would you hurt yourself? Why would you hurt yourself? Because when you hurt anyone else, you're hurting yourself. And this is the truth. But like, if you don't, if you're, and this keeps people in fear, man. This keeps people in fear. It keeps the nervous system in fear, and it keeps you playing small. It keeps you playing small in life, and it keeps it justified. Oh, I'm just this mere little human. I'm so small. God is so big. I'm so small. And then you like it, and then people, you get attached to that identity, and it's scary because, you know, if you want to come out of it, you have to accept the fact that, holy crap, I've been playing my life small this whole time. I have so much more power within me already, right? The next thing that can keep people trapped is science, or let's say treating materialist science as a religion, essentially, as an ideology. The reason why this keeps people trapped is because now you've outsourced your own consciousness. You've outsourced your own sovereignty to an external authority. Like, it's the same thing here with religion. You've outsourced your sovereignty, your godhood nature, to an external authority. And you will trust the mainstream narrative of science. That's the one that's funded by academia and all that, right? And this is keeping humans small. It's keeping humans to think they're just these little beings floating on this rock in the middle of space. You know, it's just like this temporary existence. And it throws you into hedonism. It throws you with no direction. If you think you came from apes, again, I don't know like the story exactly how we came, but I can tell you for sure, like, there's some kind of intervention of some kind, maybe from the apes, you know, like there's some kind of higher intervention. I don't know. I'm not going to go there here. Okay. But the idea is that science is going to keep you playing small. It's not going to teach you that you are the entire consciousness, that you are essentially simulating your reality with your mind. That we are in a mental matrix right now, that this whole experience, this video you're watching is not outside of you, it's within you, it's within your own mind. I am within your own mind. I am within your own awareness right now, because you are never experiencing anything other than your own awareness, than your own consciousness. Okay, and that consciousness is God, as a lack of better terms. Okay, Now, sometimes, like sometimes, again, even speaking for myself, right? In moments where I find myself identified with the small version of me, then I acknowledge that, again, I'm not in this place, and I understand there's a higher force, there's a higher principle, and I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily identified with this all the time. I'm not there yet. I'm still on the journey to that. But the reason why I bring this up is so that way we can all understand what truly internally what we're all working towards is for all of us to awaken to the fact that we're all the same one, that we are awareness itself, and that this whole experience is within us. Okay? The next one is money, right? So money keeps us trapped because, again, money implies there's a scarcity, implies there's a scarcity of resources. And this is the main challenge, I think, for most of humanity, right? Because you need to survive, right? So if you're someone who is trying to make ends meet on a day-to-day basis, it's really hard to come to this realization, right? And I fully understand that, right? I'm fully empathetic to that. And unfortunately, I'm in a privileged position right now, this moment in my life, to not be in that survival mode, so I can wake up to these kinds of realizations and then what I'm trying to do is just dispel it to everyone, to as many people who see it, right? But I understand that if you're in a survival mode, then you're going to need money, but that's how the system is created. There is a system in place that keeps humanity's consciousness, humanity's mind enslaved and kept in a survival mode. Because if everyone woke up to this at once, like the world is going to change drastically. There's going to be so much more love, and people who are trying to take the power, and the people who are trying to hoard the resources and these kinds of things, they're not going to be able to anymore. Because everyone else would band together across all identifications and ideologies and beliefs, right? That's why the people in power, they like these structures that keeping them small, whether it's the religion or indoctrinating people with certain scientific views, or making money, like making the whole world run on money and economics and productivity. Like, what? Like, you're the entire ocean in a drop. We are consciousness itself. And we're talking about GDP and economy and productivity, like labor productivity and all these. What? These are the metrics that we've come to as a humanity. It's so sad, man. It's genuinely heartbreaking. People talking about, oh, this is our land, this is our land, we're promised to us by God, this is our land. Bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You created this concept of God, and that's the thing, because we are all powerful beings as humans, what you have to understand is, because we are all powerful beings, or our minds, we share a mind with God because we are the whiteboard itself, we have the power to create these false gods. And then they actually end up existing as psychic entities called egregores. And the more that we feed them, the more they actually exist. But we created it all out of our own imagination. All of it. Finally, the last thing that's keeping humanity trapped is identities. Is being tracked, being stuck to an identity, being stuck to a label. You're beyond identity. Our true nature doesn't have any identity. Our true nature is just I am. That's it. I am. I am. We're all just I am. Once you say, oh, I am Ali. I am of this heritage. I am this. I am that. The more I am X, I am Y that you have, the more you're keeping yourself enslaved to this identity. You're not going to see this. You have to shed it all, and it's going to be a grieving process. It's a grieving. There is a grieving process that occurs. because you essentially realize that this old version of yourself was an illusion in your own mind. But on the other side of it, there is a freedom that starts to come. There's a freedom that starts to come once you realize yourself as the entire ocean in a drop. You see, you no longer fear anything. What is there to fear when I am consciousness itself? What is there to fear? Science, they try to use fear. They try to use the fear of death, always. Always. Look at the news. This person killed, the 4 people killed here, this person killed there. And then you think back to COVID. It's just like all these death counter. Bro, they use fear. All of these, right? Especially these ones. It's all fear. It uses fear to keep humanity's consciousness and mind enslaved. We have to eliminate all fear. There is nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. Just don't fear God. Don't fear of your death. Don't fear anything. There's nothing to fear. You weren't created just to freaking be judged. You're created to express. You're created to be a steward of God on this planet. To be a steward of love and creativity, and to bring forth your voice and to bring heaven back onto earth. That's what we're created for. You're not created to this life is just a test or whatever, however you want to justify from religion or in science, it's just chance. You just happen to exist because of the Big Bang, and you just exist. Come on now. Anyways, it's time to wake up. That was the emergency meeting for everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Okay, this is an important conversation we need to be having. Okay? And with that, take care of yourself. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night, and I'll see you in the next one.